right? And I think anybody can do a 30-day challenge, 30-day push-up challenge, but like the fact that you have to go 75 days, I'm pretty stoked. Kim, if you can drop the link for 75-day hard in the chat below. We've got people asking about it. So we'll get started in just a couple minutes, you guys. Good to see your smiling faces. If you are a guest on the line, we'll do some quick introductions in just a moment here. We're at 77 people. 75 days of clean diet and peeing. Absolutely. That's exactly the definition of what it is. It's got to be good. So Kenny, if at any time during today's meeting, I say, hey, Kenny, John, can you guys take over for me? I'm just going to slide out, but I'll be right back. But there's a reason why I had to slide out. So we'll get started in about 30 seconds, you guys. Good to see your smiling faces today. This struggle is real. Maria, thank you for recognizing, because it is real. It is real. The diet part, that's not that hard. But I was curious, can I still have pho on the 75-day hard challenge? Is that okay?
That's part of your diet. Sure, go for it.
Absolutely, it's part of my diet.
Just no alcohol, but you know.
I'm straight on the alcohol. I'm good there.
Oh,
So
no.
that I don't find that challenging at all.
Wine.
All right, guys, it's officially 10:35. Let's go ahead and get started. It is January 25th, so thank you for being here. As always, welcome to all of our team members. But let's do this. Let's go around the room and do some quick introductions for people that are your first time here. So if it is your first time here and you'd like to say hello and introduce yourself, we're going to give you the opportunity to do so. Do we have any guests on the line that would like to say hello? Take yourself off of mute and say what's up. Going once.
Hey.
All right, so I got two people, Antonio and Mersad. Let's go to Antonio first. Antonio, say what's up.
What's up, guys? Yeah, first meeting here. Just joined Team Fast officially over the weekend, so I'm excited to be here.
Love it, brother. Well, welcome, and I appreciate you being here, and we look forward to supporting your journey. Let's go over to Mersad. Mersad, you had your self unmuted. Let's have you introduce yourself.
Hey everyone, my name is Mersad. I just got my license a few months ago, looking to join your team. It's a pleasure to be here.
Welcome. Well, nice to have you, and thanks for being on. Do we have any other first timers to the meeting here? Or Kenny, do you have any guests on the line that we'd like to introduce?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, is that Carla?
Yes, hi.
Hi, Carla.
So, hi, my name is Carla Raggio, and I'm a new agent as well. I got my license 2 months ago, and Ronnie sent me the invitation and said wonderful things about your team. So I'm very excited to hear what you have to offer and how you guys work.
Wonderful. And Ronnie is such a kind-spirited person. I'm glad that he gave you the invite, and thank you for being here. Do we have any other guests on the line today?
Hi, I'm Monica, and I'm a friend of Kevin, and I am excited to learn about Team Fast. I'm presently with Keller Williams, but excited to learn. I've heard nothing but great things about Kenny and how he's built his team and your business over the past decade. So excited to learn more about you guys.
Awesome. Well, welcome, Monica, and thanks for being here. And thanks, Bet on Bowie, for inviting Monica. Do we have any other guests on the line today? Okay, cool. Let's keep moving then. In true fast form, we always make sure to share our Instagram handles if we're brand new to this meeting. So go ahead and put your Instagram handle below. That way we can all stay connected. Also, if you have any wins and shout outs for people you want to recognize on the team, go ahead and let's fill up the chat room right now. And we are going to go into our quick teaching moment. Karina, I think that we established that we were going to have one, but it's going to kind of go with the whole cadence of the meeting. So Karina, I want to refresh my memory on what our teaching moment was for the week.
Yes, it's going to be part of the success of the agents and their offers getting accepted.
Okay. All right. Very cool. Now my mind is refreshed. So, strategy. Yes. Okay, you guys. So today we are going to slow down just a little bit, and we're going to slow down to really think about some things and to talk a little bit more about the strategy, right? We know it's challenging times right now. We know that inventory is at a super low point. So what we want to do is we want to hear from the people that are posting a transaction this week, and we want to go a couple layers deeper. We want to know the strategy, what worked, what was the communication, what was the negotiation like, and how you finally got your offer accepted, because I think that's the richness that we can all learn from right now. We know it's challenging. We know that there's tight inventory, but there's also tons of people getting into contracts. So we want to slow down today, and we want to have a little bit more of a deeper conversation about what actually won on these transactions. And so let's have some fun together. I'm going to pull up my screen, and I think if I can recall correctly, Kenny, I think that we've just hit a record with the amount of people that have attended for a Tuesday meeting. So let's give everybody a huge round of applause. The people next to you, below you, and above you. This is a record-setting attendance. I remember, listen, you guys, I remember back in the days where there was 20 people on the call. There was 20 people on the call, you know, small little group of people, and look at what this has become. So super, super excited. Actually, it just went up to 113. So really, really cool. Let's get right into the meeting slides for the week, and I will go and present this. So this week, the cadence of this week's meeting is going to be all about strategy and what we're doing to get offers accepted. My present screen is not coming up, so 1 second, and then we will go right into this. It's freezing on me. All right, so, all right, well, that is not coming up, so let's do this. Let's just go into productivity and new escrows. Before we get into any of the new escrows, we want to honor the people that are doing the work that's going to lead to their next escrow. So for some reason, my present button is not working, so I'm just going to run an audible and just do it this way. So for hours working in your business this last week, Christina Darrow came in at number 1. Great job, Christina. Kevin Bowie came in at number 2. Damian Bledsoe came in at number 3. Ronnie Escalante came in at number 4. And Eric Kang, getting ready for his big vacation, came in at number 5. Great job to everybody. Hours working on, or excuse me, in your business. Let's continue on to hours working on your business. Miss Sylvia Young came in at number 1. Vivian came in at number 2. Kim Tran came in at number 3. Once again, Ronnie Escalante came in at number 4. And Eric Kane came in at number 5. Conversations leaderboard. Christina Darrow, once again, number 1, came in with 151 conversations. Damian Bledsoe came in at number 2. Kevin Bowie came in at number 3. Linnell Dixon came in at number 4, and Norman came in at number 5. Great job, everybody, on making the leaderboard for conversations. Let's go over to buyer showings. Ronnie Escalante, once again, killing it, came in at number 1. Right behind him is Run-On at number 2. Kevin Magna, the data dude, came in at number 3. Rosa Moreno came in at number 4, and Hurston Pinto came in at number 5. So wonderful job. Great job to each and one of you guys, and great job stepping it up and tracking your numbers on a daily. Let's see if I can get this to present. Okay, cool. Awesome. So now we are back. So you guys, let's take a quick moment before we get into our strategy conversation, and let's turn this over to you guys about community contributions. If you're new to the meeting, we always take a moment to have people talk about things that they're doing in the community, upcoming events that they're doing. I know Damian and quite a few other volunteers went to the Alameda Food Bank yesterday to volunteer, which was amazing. So do we have any other things coming up? Anybody would like to plug an event that's going on in their local communities? Feel free to take this time to plug a local event that's going on in your community.
Where's Ernesto at?
He's right there, bottom right.
Ernesto, take it away. Let him know.
Let's go, big dog. Let's hear it.
Yeah, there were 5 of us that made it out to the food bank yesterday in Alameda, in Oakland, near the airport. We want to make it a monthly thing. So I had other people reach out in private, say, man, I would love to join you guys next. So it's really cool to get out there. It's not a long shift. It's Monday afternoon. It's 2.5 hours. And everybody just felt good when we were done, and they tabulate like how much food we packaged and how many families you're going to feed. And it just felt so good. So if you want to participate, we'll be doing it once a month. So just kind of keep an eye out on the Slack channel for that.
Beautiful. I love it, man. Love it. How many people were out yesterday supporting?
From our team, there was a total of 5 of us, and shout outs to Maria, who drove from Sacramento to join us. It was amazing.
Love it. I love it. I love it. Who else? Anybody else have anything, community contributions that they want to talk about? Going once, going twice. Okay, cool. Well, I'd love to be able to participate next month. Really great stuff. We're seeing people, chime in right now. Najee, you had a question about CSU. To think about it in a really simple context, hours working in your business are income producing activities. So think about that as anything that is prospecting related. Hours working on your business is like, oh, my video creation, my marketing, my templates, my MailChimp. So in is income producing activity. So that's how to understand that. All right, guys, let's keep cruising. So like I said, this is where we're going to spend a little bit of time, and we're going to go into these contracts a little bit deeper. And I want to know a lot about the strategy. So Cynthia, I know that you're on. So Cynthia, let's turn it over to you. Cynthia got in a contract for $270,000. Couple questions here, Cynthia. What was the strategy? What was the framework that you set with these clients? And how did you finally get them into contract? I want you to tell this narrative so we can share it with the masses.
Sure. So this is a referral client who I met 10 days ago. Danielle actually went out and showed her the property. Thank you so much. We basically just hyper communicated with the agent. I mean, luckily Danielle is neighbors with the agent, so he knew where our team was coming from and how we operate. So that was great. And then also I did a video message to him. I did a text message. He loved the cover letter. So do not be submitting offers without that cover letter. And he really just appreciated that it was complete. He actually let me know that someone had submitted an offer on an old contract. So don't be doing that. And then this client thought she was going to have to go up to 300,000. And after speaking with the agent, he let me know, you know what, we actually don't have any other offers in right now. The seller just wants 270, bring us an offer at that and we're good to go. So it was the hyper communication.
Love it. Hyper communication and a strong cover letter.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So if you have the cover letter, if you can put it into the chat, that would be wonderful. But a great job, you guys. I think like clean offers. And we had this, as soon as we went to the new contract, Donna was telling me that her offer got accepted because she was the one offer that came in that submitted on the new RPA. It's like, we have to make sure like we're standing out from the crowd, but like that simple one thing of just using the new RPA got her offer accepted. So attention to details. My mentor always told me the devil's in the details, right? The unchecked boxes and making sure that everything is crisp. So when you send it over, they're not coming back to be like, hey, Molly, can you fill out this? Hey, Molly, what is the highlights of your offer? Because there's no cover letter. And now they're having to thumb through it to figure out what are the highlights of your offer. So Cynthia, really, really good job. Let's go over to Linnell and Gabrielle. Linnell and Gabrielle have formed quite an alliance. I love seeing this partnership grow. They got into contract for $518,000. So ladies, which one of you two wanted to talk about this particular deal? Okay, so I don't know if either of them are on. So we're going to keep cruising. Yeah, neither one of them are on. So we'll keep cruising to the next person. So congratulations to you ladies nonetheless. Let's go over to, okay, I see Will on the line. Will got into contract for $562,500. This was his first fast transaction. So give him a round of applause. Not his first transaction. The dude has done many transactions, but Will, let's talk a little bit about your strategy. Obviously, you're up in the Sacramento market, very tight inventory. So tell us a little bit about your strategy, how you met this client and how you got him to the finish line.
Cool. Yeah, this one's kind of an interesting story. So I traditionally in my business model will buy, flip, and work on developments and entitlements. And I like to bring my own inventory to market. You don't have to be a full-time flipper doing 10 deals a month, but if you're looking for assets that have a potential equity position so that you could remodel and bring them to market, you can either move on to them or move on them and then list the property and be able to put a sign in the yard, do your marketing and get clients that way. So there's a twofold benefit there. Or if the margins aren't good enough for me or I don't have the capital to do it, I'll toss it over to a REIT, a real estate investment trust. And this particular client is one of the real estate investment trusts that I use. They buy all cash, they'll remodel a property and they give me the asset back. So this particular asset, this is a Curtis Park property, higher than the Sacramento average sales price. It's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, 734 square foot. And they listed it $579,000, which was about $50,000 over market value, in my opinion. They basically gave me the challenge. They know that I market a little differently. I staged the property for them. I shot 3D marketing scans, video, demographically targeted those posts on Instagram and Facebook. I generated about 40 shares and 41,000 exposures to the marketing in 7 days with a $500 targeted marketing boost. That brought me 2 buyers. So this is actually a double end. The first buyer that it brought me, I got her pre-approved with Patty Goodspeed, who's one of our trusted lenders and our in-house lender for the Sacramento office. That client's out writing offers with me right now. And this buyer here got into contract on Tuesday. So my first deal with Fast is a double end. That came from targeted marketing. I always tell people, if you're going to get the listing, don't just stick it on MLS, do the work, right? Really, that seller wasn't going to stage the property. And I was the second listing agent. The first agent failed because they listed too high. Just putting a little extra effort into your marketing now gets a double end, and maybe even I call them triple ends. If I get 3 buyers out of that one lead, and that seller was so impressed that they said that they're going to throw more listings at me and Fast, that I didn't even bring them into the company, because we were able to bring them a solution that they weren't able to get with another 60 days on market, I think, with the previous agent. So it was a pretty good win.
And I love this. And so for Will and in our relationship now with Will and the team up in Sacramento, we're going to do more workshops, because they have a very, very unique approach to get in business, and the flip side and the investment side of it. And I think that there's a wealth of knowledge there. And so I want to get him on some panels and start speaking about the processes and good stuff I'm seeing in the chat. So Will, congrats on your first of many fast transactions, and great strategy. I love it. So let's keep cruising on. V got in contract for $580,000. That was a flex deal. Julie, the numbers agent, got in contract for $586,000. Roxanne got in contract for $710,000. Will and Moss got into contract for $716,000. And then Donna got into contract on 2 transactions, $730,000 and $535,000. So let's go to Donna. And Donna, let's have you talk a little bit about the strategy, what worked for you, how you started to engage these clients, and let's hear from you on how you won.
Hi, good morning, everyone. These are majority of my business is my referral base. Again, these are my return customers, the clients. One of them actually did get into contract with another agent. And I know that he had mentioned to me that he was looking in the Sacramento area, but it wasn't this fast, right? He said, I'm looking probably in January. And so thinking January and February. So, but then he says, hey, Donna, I got into contract. I'm like, oh shit. But anyways, long story short, he got into a contract, and guess what? He was not happy with what he was in. I'm like, this is a house that you're going to buy. If you're not happy, you're pretty, let's look into it and see what happens. So luckily that agent had a contingency in there, which was really kind of crazy. This is what one of my really good friends says. In the new purchase contract, you have contingencies for your inspections. Under that clause there is one or the other. You check, you're going to do the inspections, or if this is for informational purposes only. You don't go and check 2 boxes at once. She has checked both boxes. And I'm like, dude, that is your out, like right there. And he's like, oh my God, Donna, thank you for looking at this over for me. So got out of that contract because he was really not happy. And then I'm like, hey, now that you're not happy, do you want me to do it? Because he says, but this is Sacramento. I said, I don't care. It doesn't matter if you're not local based. I go, I've got a team out there as well too, if I need to open a door, which reminds me, shout out to Keelan, and thank you for the team for reaching out for that, because at times I was in Daly City yesterday and I needed one of the parents to go see the house because they were in contract and we've got a 10-day close. So thank you for our team. This is the leverage of team that we have, like Stockton. Now Anna's on the team. I'm like, hey, if I can call her to open doors, this is amazing. But strategy wise is, even though you're not local based, know your know your shit. Like you do have the opportunity to dive in. Everything is online. Make sure you know the local strategies of the ordinances, right? City transfer taxes. Like this is stuff that we have that is like, I don't do daily basis in Sacramento, but I know that, hey, there's city transfer tax. Who pays for that? Guess what? My buyer is going to pay for that client because I did the math for them and it's only X amount, right? And so you do that, and that's what makes your offer stand stronger for it. And I had such a short window with this agent. I'm like, dude, this client is going to be dropping money onto a new construction build. Can we get this? I was pushing. I had such a short timeline, and the agent was like, "Done, done. I've got 2 on hand. What's this?" And so it's really, really dive down in communications with the other agent, because that's what will win you the deal at the end of the day as well too, right? Granted. So that's how I got them into contract.
And Donna, if we can go a little bit deeper on this, because I think the communication aspect of this is important. If you were giving advice to a newer agent that is trying to get an offer accepted and it's so competitive, what are some of the key questions that you would ask a listing agent? We all know the surface questions, what are you expecting, but what are some like gritty questions that you would ask an agent on the other end to give you some rich content that you could deliver back to your buyer? Like, what do you need to ask that listing agent every single time?
Same thing. I dove deeper with that agent. I did tell him, I said, hey, I'm a listing agent as well too, and a buyer's agent. So as a listing agent, my sellers always have a number that they have in there. I'm like, don't tell me, but I get it, but every seller has a number that they want to reach. So give me a range. Where can we push it up to this? Is this something that's close? Let's work on it. Terms, we'll get the terms in there that make it. And by the time I did all that, dive deep into it, the offer that I wrote, he looked at that and he goes, Donna, my client is on an airplane right now, but he would be an idiot not to accept your offer, right? Here's the things, it's the small things that comes down to terms, right? And making sure that that contract is written properly, because we do have a new RPA. You need to read that first, right? It's not brain science. Read the contract first for yourself. And then when you're able to explain it to your clients, you do a better job, right? And another question I did ask was, I see the house is vacant. Is he already moved out? What's going on? If they're carrying 2 mortgages, if I've got it all day, 7-day, I can push it to 7-day close, but you got HOAs and stuff. So let's work this out. You don't have your documents ready yet. So these are the things that make you as a better agent, as a listing agent as well too. If you're this market is very competitive. Have your listing packet ready. Don't wait to get your HOA docs when you get into contract, because you literally, now that I look back on this, my client got a hell of a deal on this house, because if he did market it, you put it on the market another 7 days, you have all your disclosures on that price could have been jacked up way more, another 18%. But I'm like, that's great, because my client is happy. He's like, hey, Donna, that's hella fast. I work on Team Fast for a reason, because we're fast, right? But at the end of the day, it's because we make sure that we have all that, your tools, right? You go out as a carpenter, you have tools in your tool bag. You don't go out there and I'm like, oh shit, I don't have my hammer. Now what am I gonna do, right? Yeah. So it's the same thing as being an agent. Have your stuff together and make sure that before you go out, prepare, right? I always tell my mentees as well, build your foundation. If you have a strong foundation, that house cannot be blown down. But if that crumble, look at the Millennium Tower. Oh Lord, that's another story. But those are the things that I have. I don't know if I can offer any more, but that's what I do.
Well said. I love all the wealth of knowledge and the depth. Let's continue cruising on. I want to talk to Moss and to Will, because Moss is still relatively new. So I want to hear from somebody that is just starting to write contracts, just starting to get his offers accepted. So Moss, on your end, what were some of the strategies that you maybe learned from Will that you guys adopted in this transaction that led you to get your clients into contract? Let's hear from you guys. Moss was just typing, so Will, you want to pick up the mic for him?
Yeah, I forgot it was muted earlier. Can you hear me now?
I can, loud and clear, brother.
Okay. So the strategy, we've been working with this client since November. So first we got our first offer accepted, but they decided to back out because of the neighbors. But that's totally okay. but then so we put a lot of offer and then we didn't get it. So I think our strategy is that what I learned from Will is to let them decide how much money they're willing to spend, right? Because a lot of time I think for them, hey, you know, you don't need to put this much money because this house is maybe not worth it. I put too much my opinions. I speak more. Instead, I should let them decide. So this one that we got for accepted, so they were asking for 615. So you know they did lose a lot of they didn't get it accepted. So so they talk to their parents and they decide, hey, you know what, since there's no much inventories this day, so they decided to put 100K more over asking price. So then boom, we got our offer accepted. Yeah, do I answer the question?
I think I think what was trying to say is that you gotta know the market, right?
Yeah.
Since now you're gonna be able to pull a really accurate comms just to show what's actually going on in the market right now, and put your experience and knowledge about, you know, the conditions of the property or the lot size, you know, that kind of, you're gonna have to, you know, it's more desirable. You're gonna have to be more competitive on that too. Mall was doing really good job communicating with the listing agent, and that's always my advice, right? You're gonna keep calling them, you know, sometimes I would call listing agent even before I show the home, just to get more information about the property. When I first show the property to my buyer, then I know, you know, more, and I'd be able to provide more information. Also, you know, follow-up call. Moss was doing a really good job connecting with the listing agent. Also, I think one thing that helped me win a lot of offer is that the lender, we had a really competitive terms.
Right.
We had no contingency because they're already fully underwritten, right? We had no loan contingencies, and we provided a really good comm about, you know, the appraisal and the buyer comfortable, you know, because we have the numbers that will support the appraisal. So we didn't need the appraisal contingencies. Also, we are closing 70 days. We have 17 days close of escrow. So I mean, it doesn't get any better than this.
No, it doesn't. I mean, a couple of great takeaways from both of you guys. Obviously, the communication part of it and the early communication, but I think what Moss said really stood out. It's that he's going to remove his opinion from this, and he's going to base it off of what is the data saying. And I think a lot of times we need to really think about that, and the strategy needs to be had from the early on with your clients, right? Present the data and say, here's what we're going to do, and this is our strategy, and what are your thoughts, right? Based on the numbers, based on the patterns, and based on what's happened in the last, 3 months, 6 months, whatever you're going back for your comps. Now you can help them understand that, hey, this does take strategy to get our offer accepted. So great presentation, great terms, right? And great communication overall. So congratulations. And Moss, I've seen nothing but growth from you. And Will, thank you for contributing to his success and being in his corner and being a resource. So great job, gentlemen. All right, guys, let's cruise on. We have another deal for $950,000. This transaction is from V and Jan. And what I've seen between these two is a true alliance that has been built, this true partnership being built. And so V, let's have you talk about this transaction, $950,000, great price point. So what worked? How did you get these people in a contract? And let's talk a little bit about that. Let's talk a little bit about your new partnership with Jan and how this has all started to develop. So V, if you can grab the mic for a couple minutes and let's hear from you.
Elias, I would like to have Jan speak on this one since it's his friend's date.
Okay, because I was going to give the mic in a couple minutes, but let's go. Let's go, Jan. Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Well, for this one, this is a one in Jose. This is sellers. Hold on 1 second here. Which one did you have on the board? Sorry, I stepped away from it. 950. Yeah, this is a San Jose one. It was on the market for about 10 days. We had an open house this past weekend. Shout out to Panise and Norman for putting together the open house and for hosting it for us and everything. This one, originally, we had it priced a little bit lower. There was something that sold in the area. We represented the sellers, of course. That sold for about 940,000, I believe it was. And then there was another unit that had an open house as well this past weekend, and that was going for 1.07 and something change. And so we decided to raise up our price point to 940, just so we can get an offer higher than our listing. And so the seller will be happy. And so we ended up getting it for an offer yesterday for 950,000. And it was very smooth. The guys submitted a contract that was very, very clean as well, and just very communicative.
Love this. And let me ask you, V, how did this partnership like start to form? Was it just a loose conversation? Hey, can you do an open house for me? Like, how did this all start to come together for you and Jan?
Oh, here I am.
Hey.
It started when I was working full time. And at that time, I don't know if Jan was new to the team or what, but he actually messaged me and was interested in learning about how I was working a full-time job and also doing real estate part-time. And so he hit me up on Slack. We got on a call together. We talked for about 30 minutes, just me sharing ideas on how I was able to do real estate part-time and also working a full-time job. And so ever since then, we had been like, kind of like checking up on each other and seeing how we were doing and stuff like that. And then, Jan provided me the opportunity, and I was able to partner up on these deals with him.
I love this. I would encourage that more for newer agents. I would be stalking people and talking to them like, hey, how did you do that? Or, hey, can I do that open house for you? Or, hey, can you take me with you? Or, hey, do you have any opportunities? Do you have any old leads that I could work? Like, ask, right? And then you're going to find these partnerships are going to start to emerge, and then you're going to learn so much working alongside somebody. So I love this. I love seeing what's going on. Jan, we're going to actually come back to you in a couple minutes, but V, congratulations to both of you guys.
Thank you.
All right, let's continue cruising on. Bill up in Sacramento got into his first fast transaction for $1,050,000. So big dog, Bill, I'm going to turn it over to you. Let's hear from you rapid fire about this transaction, largest deal of your career. Let's hear from you.
Well, it started with a friend of mine just calling me and saying, hey, my wife's over talking to her friend. We've had a realtor we've used for the last 3 transactions. His mother-in-law is one of the biggest names in Amador County, D'Agostini and Associates. He's like, I want to give you a shot. Come at me with your best deal, how you can represent me. So I went, I ran the comps, did everything, and I called him, and the way I won it basically was just cutting my commission. I told him, look, we're both Masons. He's been my mentor, everything for many years. Very good friend. Life slapped him upside the face. He just bought the house 4.5 months ago at 975, dumped 40,000 in upgrades, found out some family issues and problems with his daughter, and he's going to be in Tennessee on March 10th. How fast can I sell his house? So I went at him and I told him, and I said, the biggest thing's the price point. We're in a high demand neighborhood, Blackstone and El Dorado Hills. I said, the biggest thing is price point. The problem is you're a comp against yourself. And there's 5 other houses for sale in this little neighborhood, ranging all the way from 7 to 1.2. Your house is nicer than these others, but this 1.2 has been on the market for 10 days. This 7's been on the market for 10 days. I said, I think if we price it right and we have the verification of your stuff, we're not going to have a problem at $1,050,000, and you'll break even. You'll walk away without losing any money in this 4 months. So they decided to use me as their listing agent. I went in with the strategy of, this is high demand. Let's see what's going to happen. I have kind of what Will said. I actually have a sheet that I show them of what I'm going to do and how it's broke down. We're going to get it listed. The day it goes live is always going to be on a Friday, and we're going to sit on it for the weekend. We're going to do nothing. Just put it in the MLS, see what that weekend does. Come Monday, we regroup, throw a $500 budget out at social media, knowing it's this price point in this area. I'm going to put a pin in Berkeley with a 50-mile radius around it and flood that social media. Not going to flood Sacramento. I'm going to go flood where the money is. And and we addressed everything. The part that really shocked me is I was down at the team fasting last Friday. That was the day it went live. In that course of training, I received 9 phone calls from other agents wanting to do open houses. And I was like, where are you guys on all the other listings I had? This one's over 1 million, so everyone wants a piece of the pie. So anyway, it went live Friday, had 1 showing Friday, had 1 Saturday, a second one Saturday, and then the first one Saturday called me and said, we're going to write an offer. I said, okay, so here's how we're going to counter, just to tell you up front. You know, this is what's going on. They're not leaving the state till March 10th. They're going to, regardless of close of escrow, they're going to rent it back at no cost, or they're not going to accept the offer. So she came back with, we're going to offer full asking price, no charge rent back till March 11th, all that stuff. And then she sent me the contract. And I think this was the biggest buyer I've ever ran across. He's downsizing his house into this one. He lives in El Dorado Hills, and he has a ball court, swimming pool, complete outdoor kitchen, too big of a lot. He's too old, doesn't want to maintain it. So he wants to downsize into this house because it's not as big. The offer came in, I sat down with the clients, $10,000 earnest money, proof of funds at 1.1 million in the bank. He could buy the house for cash if he wanted to. Contingencies all dropped to 10 days across the board. So when I presented it, I said, you know, this is the only thing they're asking is up here, it's a 50-50 split in escrow. Usually they wanted seller to pay 100%. And so I told him, I said, you know, bottom line is they're asking you $915 for the rent. If you're okay with that, sign it. If not, we can counter, and it's a counter over $900. And they said, you know what? It's been 1 day. We hate this process. It's full asking price, which we thought you put a little high. It's in a day, so let's accept it. So it went pending in 1 day. It was just a good scene the way it rolled out. And then the other agent told me the guy that's buying, not only does he have that in his things, she's listing his house down there at 1,289 next week now.
Nice. Well, congratulations on your very first official Team Fast escrow, and first of many, my brother. So congratulations, and great price point. Let's go over to the glam agent, but before we do so, Lisa Chavez, I see you there, chilling, relaxing. Make sure to get her something to eat because she has her legs up. She's got her blankie. She's very relaxed today. So Lisa, I know it's kind of far away from the mic, but just wanted to say congratulations to you. But did you want to chime in really quick? She left, she came back. All right. Nonetheless, congratulations to you. Stay warm. All right. I know it can get cold in that office, but let's go over to the glam agent and Ben. You guys got in contract for 1.784. Christina Darrow, let's hear from you on the strategy on this one. You guys represented the seller on this deal, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Right. What for you? Let's keep this really brief, rapid fire. What did you see that stood out from you from the offers that you received? Let's talk about the communication and what really stood out from you from the buyer's agent.
I would say the rapport that was built. There was, this property, I had over 150 disclosure packages requested, over 193 groups of people between the 3 open houses come through. There was just so many different agents and people. And I feel like the top ones are people actually stopped, took a deep breath, and just, spoke to me, called me, texted me, asked me how I was doing, asked, about the property, introduced their clients, had their clients come to the open houses, and actually got to know them as humans, not just paper and numbers. And I feel that rapport and those relationships that were built are really what stood out to me. Again, I'm a newer agent, but because there were so many different people and I just saw offers being thrown, just people just throwing paper and numbers, what really stood out was the relationships built.
I love that. I love that. We've seen that before too, like people just writing offers and not even calling, not even communicating, just putting it in the inbox. Like, you really think you're doing the best job for your client? Like, give me a break. Right? Build a relationship.
No phone call, no text message, just an offer. I'm like, who are you?
Yeah. All right, well, good stuff, and congratulations to you. We've seen an uptick in the amount of listings that you're getting. I know you have some exciting new opportunities coming down the road. So congratulations to you, and congratulations to
Thank
Ben,
you.
and love this partnership going on with you guys. So you guys, quick brief look at our company slide, our company escrows right now. We had 12 escrows in the last week. Now it's a good amount of escrows, but it's actually relatively low compared to what we are normally at this time. Our average right now needs to be right around $25 million in production every single week. So we'll chalk it up to a slower week. We'll chalk it up to inventory, but at the end of the day, what I love about this team and what we've proven in this industry is that winners win. All right, let's face it. Winners find a way to win no matter what. We don't make excuses. We don't blame anything. We don't blame COVID and pandemic, and I wasn't able to meet my clients. Well, you guys figured out a way, and you guys did buyers consultations via Zoom. So nonetheless, it was a slower week for us, but you guys are all winners, and winners find a way. And so let's continue to find these opportunities. We're going to come back to that conversation in just a moment. But speaking about winners and somebody that has really showed up in our environment, it is Jan. I don't want to butcher your last name and try to pronounce it, but he's really turned his career around in the last couple of months. He has done multiple partner deals. He's a full-time employee. He's expecting another child. He's hustling and making the best use of his time. So Jan, we wanted to honor you this week, brother. We wanted to say thank you for all of your hard work and your contributions, even though you've been doing this part-time, my brother. So if you can grab the mic and talk a little bit for a second, we would love to hear from you, man, and how you have really turned things around in your career. So Jan, without further ado, let's hear from you.
Yeah, thank you so much for this recognition. It has definitely not been easy. I've been behind the scenes grinding. So yeah, back again in May, posted on Slack, how can I do this as a full-time employee and a part-time realtor? And then V reached out. And ever since then, we've just been catching up. And then whenever I tell her, of a lead and whatnot, and then December came and then it just came flooding. The 950 transaction, that was, a friend's father of mine, their property. And then after that, V told me, hey, I have this client that needs to show home, want to partner up on it. And then from there, it went wildfire. So definitely takes a lot of work. Right now, I'm actually on the job. I work sales for AT&T. So I see multiple faces throughout the day. And that also helps with my business. My other transactions have been clients for AT&T, and then I just tell them, hey, I'm also a real estate agent, and then just go from there. Definitely a great collaboration with my job in real estate. And then on top of that, I am a father to a 1-year-old with my wife, and we're expecting another. We thought it was a baby boy yesterday. We found out it's a girl. So
yes.
2 under 2, both girls coming in this June. Definitely super excited for that. And then, it's just the beginning of the year, and hopefully, work on getting out of the 9-to-5s that could work 24/7 with real estate.
I love it. I love it. And what a great person to have in your corner, V. And I remember V telling me, she's like, came to Kenny and she's like, I am so sick of this job. She's like, I'm sick of it. I'm tired of seeing what I'm seeing every single day, and I want something different. And she was able to create that for herself. But she did that by leveraging, right? Working with team members, leveraging her time, making the best use of her weekends. And so, Jan, love seeing what you're doing, but let's give them a giant round of applause for the new baby girl on the way. The family's growing, you're growing, your partnership's growing, brother. So life is about progress and growth, right? If we're not growing, we're standing still and we're sitting idle. So I love what's going on in your life, man. So congrats to you, and huge shout out to you, brother.
And we got to get Jan full-time so that he can do more transactions and then get back into a fun car, like a 400Z, right?
Yeah, a 400Z.
That's the goal. Yeah.
Okay. Are
That's
you not in a fun car now?
Oh, I've been, but the myth is true. Once you have kids, they kind of have to go. So. No,
they don't. I don't agree with that. I don't agree. I had my son in the back of an SRT, so it's all good. We make it happen, right? But
Oh yeah,
Good
definitely.
stuff. Good stuff, you guys. So let's continue cruising on. Jan, congratulations to you. V, thank you for all your contributions and working with him. So in the conversation that we're on right now, I want to have really some open dialogue about this. And I want to hear from you guys because we need to really, really work together. We need to share our thoughts and ideas. And with an inventory with low inventory, excuse me, how are you going to create your next transaction? And before you answer that question, I want to ask that, and I really want it to set in. Because at the end of the day, we have boot camp starting, we have foundation of preparation, we have coaching 3 times a week. We have all these resources and training and tools around you, but none of that really ever matters. It matters to help you grow and everything, make sure your foundation is set. But if it's not backed up with any action, it really doesn't even make sense, right? Because what's going to happen? The action and being perfectly imperfect and just doing the action, whether it's calls, knocking on doors, calling your sphere, whatever that looks like, creating videos on social, that action is going to create the experience, right? So stay with me for a second. The experience is going to lead to the feedback that you need, right? Then that feedback is going to lead into what skills do I need to develop in order for me to get better in this business? So we want to know what are the things that you are going to do right now that's going to create your next transaction. What are you committed to creating daily in order to lead to your next transaction? I want you guys to grab the mic or load up the chat. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to turn it over to Cynthia and to Kenny for 2 minutes while I run to the restroom really quick, but I will be right back. Think about that. I'm going to come back in just 1 minute.
I see Christina, you've got your hand up.
Yes. What I have committed to is my farming.
Tell us more about that.
I think I talked about it last week on the call or on a coaching call. But so every single month I'm sending out flyers to 36 homes in Castro Valley. I did my first round in December, second round in January, and I'm hitting my farm twice in February just because inventory is super low right now. And I just want to get in front of those people as much as possible. I also have a thick stack of flyers where I started to walk my farm and just drop flyers off on the doorsteps of these homes since I can't put it in a post their mailbox. And I had one person reach out to me on my Instagram saying, I saw one of your flyers. I don't even know who this person is, but they just messaged me on Instagram. They're not ready, but I mean, the fact that somebody reached out, I was like, I was super excited.
That's awesome.
You walked your dog with sparklers too around July 4th, right? I know you came in this business really like set out intention to do listings that, and now you're one of the newest agents with the most listings because you actually made a plan of action.
Yes, people love Poofy. Everybody asks about my dog. I actually got somebody else that messaged me on my Instagram and I have a listing appointment on Friday. And the first thing he said is, hey, Christina, I hope your mom and Poofy are doing well because I always post my mom and Poofy. So one thing I really took from Elias when I first started is I started with just a real estate page and he's like, Christina, delete it. And I'm like, what? I just spent all this time on it. He's like, get rid of it. I want you to incorporate your personal life and real estate together. And I mean, look where it's brought me.
Mm-hmm.
Love that. I love that. Sorry, I caught the tail end of that. Good stuff. What else? Let's hear what else. Let's see. Welcome to the mine are both hitting. Okay, sorry. All right, you guys, what else? Let me hear. What are some other creative ways that you guys are going to go and get your next deal? Why is our radio silence right now? Let's go. Let's hear from somebody.
I'll go.
I'll go. Oh
my gosh.
Let's go, Cynthia.
I can go. So my strategy this year is working with hot referral clients that I just get through friends and family. And the way I'm doing that is I set up Client Giant. And so now multiple times a year, instead of going out and doing 50 pop buys from Stockton to Hayward, I have a company that does it and it's about $100 a client. And it's about to hit in their mailboxes this week. And I've already got like a strategy of when it hits their mailbox, exactly what I'll do and say. And it's all coming from the heart because it's that warm referral.
Love it. Love it. All right, guys, we got a couple people that have chimed in. There's 115 people on the call. Bill, you had your hand up, brother.
Yeah, one of the things I'm making a conscious effort to do is, it's been commented on here a few times, even you this morning. This hat has a Harley logo on it. My shirts have a Realtor logo on it. My belt buckle and my necklace have a Masonic logo on it. So I'm playing on subliminal message board. Walk up to someone and say hi. Home Depot, grocery store, the bank, a gas station. Come on, pump nephew, just say hi. You like the shirt, comment, they're make a comment about it. And I'm putting all these topics of conversation out subliminally that you're going to focus on and ask me a question on one of them, which starts a conversation and see how it goes from there. But I'm actually focusing on making sure I have these points of contact to draw your attention exposed every time I leave my house.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Good stuff. Good stuff. Let's hear from somebody else. Who else has a strategy that they're going to use to find their next opportunity? Anybody? Go ahead, Joe Ellen, and I appreciate you sharing.
Hi guys, sorry my camera's off, but I'm getting ready, doing makeup. But I'm doing those headshots today in San Francisco, so I'm super excited about that. But I have a bunch of probate leads. I have like over 300 probate leads, and I wanted to see if someone wanted to team up with me and market them. They're all here in Contra Costa. So I wanted to see if someone wanted to make calls with me, or maybe even we can farm them. So that's one of my things that I want to do. I'm also partnering up with a lender, and I'm going to bring an event to Team Fast agents. And also I've asked my lender to bring outside agents so that we can do some agent attraction.
Look at this creation. I love this. I love this. When inventory is tight, we have to find the opportunities. We have to create the opportunities. Good stuff. I love this. Nisha said, I'll partner. Your phone should be blowing up. Your Slack should be blowing up. I can help. Everyone says, Danielle Martinez says, me. So good stuff, you guys. Great. And Joanne, if you're going to feel free to stop by the office. We're going to be here all day if you have the time. I know you're heading to San Francisco.
Oh yeah, that sounds good. Okay. Thank you.
All right, cool. Sarah says that she is starting a 30-day real challenge on January 31st. We saw this 30-day challenge really, really blow up the scene for Team Fast. We saw tons of opportunities and contracts come from the video a day for 30 days. Stephanie Palasama is a great example of how that worked. We'll work on calling expired listings and FSBOs. I'll help. Let me know how, where. I'd love to jump on. Just finished probating. I'll help. Okay, good. This is great stuff. Here's what we're going to do. You guys are going to see. Oh, go ahead, Michael Swanson.
Yeah, so I'm really focusing on farming where I'm at in Fairfield. I don't really see a lot of agents out here doing it. So I've been watching YouTube videos and stuff, getting ideas on kind of community events I can do. So if anybody has any ideas towards that I can do, that'd be helpful as well. But I really want to do some community events and just get my face out in my farm.
I love it. Kenny, let's hear from you, bro.
I mean, the lead retreat is this week in Oakland and Brentwood. So, documenting the content being shown, putting your commentary on it, having other agents that didn't make it out there or didn't come to our office, being able to watch it and learn from you will create referral opportunities. Because I'm still, that's where most of my organic business comes from, is from other realtors.
All right, good stuff. Karan, let's hear from you, buddy.
Hi. So my strategy right now is I have a listing coming up in February in Fremont. So I'm trying to leverage that because, like they say, listings are leverage. So I'm trying to send out just listing postcards in the EDDM initially. Then I'll be personally door knocking those doors because I have something to door knock about. I'm just not randomly going out there looking for people, but I have a reason to go door knocking. Then once it's sold, there will be, again, like the postcards going in mail to over 1,000 doors that I just sold a property. So it's going to be the same people who I'll send the just listed. And again, it's going to be hit again with just sold. So at least they know like I did some business in the area. And then I'll be just checking on with them as well with the door knocking, like how, are they doing, and like if they have any plans of selling or relocating or something in the area.
I love this. You guys, I saw something in the chat about Power Hour. I want you guys to be on the lookout on the Team Fast calendar. We're going to do a Power Hour. I don't care what office you guys are in. If you guys want to come in person and do that, but We're also going to have a Slack channel that's going to be Power Hour results. So you guys can put how many calls you made, how many appointments that you made from that. So that's going to be daily, you guys. If you can tap in, then tap in. If you want to get a group of people to come together and you guys kind of divide and conquer the room, let's do that. But I think that there needs to be a focus on that every single day. If you don't have fires right now, if you don't have tons of transactions that you're working with right now, let's go and find the business and let's get creative. The lead pond is still there. It lives in Follow Up Boss. There's opportunities there. And we know that there's opportunities there because there's many people that have found opportunities and got listings and gotten buyers into contract. So you guys, let's be creative, right? Like I said earlier, winners find a way, and you guys are all winners, but it all comes down to taking the action, right? I think what happens a lot of times is that psychologically we think, well, I went to training or I went to coaching and I'm working. You're not working if you're coming to coaching or training. You're preparing for the work, right? You've prepared. Now you've got to take the action. The action is picking up the phone and doing the hard shit, knocking on the door, doing a social media post, creating a video. Oh my God, I've never done a video. Shout out to Bill up in Sacramento. I think it was his first video on IG, created with his clients yesterday. So, that's stepping out of his comfort zone and doing something that's different. So create the deals, you guys, find the opportunities. They're out there. We just have to find ways to get super, super creative. Then once you have that client, listen to what the Wills of the world said, the Mosses of the world, and the people that spoke today, and really focus in on that communication and your strategy to get these offers accepted. So thank you. Thank you to everyone that got into contract for their very first time. Thank you for everyone that contributed to the leaderboard this week. And shout out to Jan and all of your hard work and making the story of the week. Also, you guys, be on the lookout for the new newsletter. I don't know if you guys saw that last week, but a huge shout out to Gabrielle. You guys, every single week we'll get a newsletter that is going to share everything that happened the prior week in fast real estate. So now you have one reference point so you don't miss anything. And last but not least, I'm going to turn it over to Cynthia. Cynthia, give a quick plug on Fast Bootcamp before we head out.
I would totally love to do a fast plug. So our Fast Agent Bootcamp is going to be starting on Monday the 7th. It will all be over Zoom, so you can take it whether you're in Sacramento or in the Oakland office. All the details, including the link of where you'll go to log in, is on the team calendar, and it's going to be totally facilitated through Mighty Network. So if you've not logged into Mighty Network, please make sure to go in and do that. If you have any questions, reach out to me on Slack. Okay, thanks.
Wonderful, wonderful, you guys. All right, so let's go and take action. You'll see the Power Hour on the schedule. I'll be at the office for Power Hour. So if you guys want to role play with me, you want to strategize, you want me to make some calls alongside you, I don't mind doing that, you guys. Let's do whatever.
Nice.
Oh,
before you go, it's Ben. What's up, bro? We're on the video. On Kevin's. How you doing, dude? Hey, just really quickly, for those who signed up for Op City, remember that you have a onboarding today at 2 p.m. and then you also have a Thursday at 2 mastermind. So please, 2 p.m. The link is in your email. Check your calendars. It should be in there.
Cool. And while we're on this, you guys, last week we looked at the roster. There were 66 applications sent, and you guys hadn't signed up for that. Those are opportunities for you. You guys want opportunities to get in a contract and make money. There were 66 applications that hadn't even been opened. Is that right, Ben?
Yeah. There's a lot of them. So please, we're going to talk more about kind of just streamlining everything next week. This week we have Tom Ferry, but next week we're going to do kind of like a jumbo, everyone on board with all the new online changes. So be on the lookout for that next Thursday from John and I.
Beautiful. And Kenny, that hand was up from prior, correct? All right, cool. You guys, let's go out there and let's take action. Be on the lookout for Power Hour. Let's make some moves in our business right now. Let's get creative. Let's find the opportunities. We're here to support you guys, but you have to take that step into action. So peace. Appreciate you guys. Looking forward to seeing you this week for Tom Ferry. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. See you guys soon.